Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show. It is Tuesday night. I'm Peter Martin, absolutely delighted to have your company on this evening. And in the studio with me, Alan Ruff and Hugh MacDonald of the Daily Mail, here to digest all the stories. And there's quite a lot to look back on and look ahead to. Yeah, great to be with you on the show. Of course, we had a bank holiday yesterday, but we had a great day out on the Sunday, Ruffy, at the Player of the Year Awards. We probably needed the bank holiday, to be perfectly honest with you, just to get ourselves back to full charge.
Yeah, we certainly did. It was a wonderful night, and as a player, it's the night you look forward to. If you're a winner, you know, you've got guys who you're playing with year in, year out, and they're voted for you to be, and I think they got it right. I thought every category that somebody went up to get something deserved it.
Yeah, okay. Hugh, did you enjoy yourself? I know that you don't quite go to the excesses that Ruffy and myself do.
No, but I really, I really did enjoy it. I always think it's a great dinner. I always think as well that it's fascinating to see who professionals vote for.
Yeah. I
agree with Alan. I think they got it just about right. I might have went for Callum McGregor over James Forrest, but not enough to argue. But a smashing night, and well done yourself, Peter. I must say that. Always make it one of the best nights of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hugh just alluded to it there. Thank you very much for the compliment. And of course, the compliments I've received on social media for my translating skills as well. Here are the winners in the categories. James Forrest was the Player of the Year. Well done to Steve Clark for the Manager of the Year award. Goal of the season was Alfredo Morelos, and boy, he was good fun as well. He was in the act on just answering in fluent Spanish, and of course I translated for everybody there just in case they didn't pick up on it. What a great young man. Ryan Kent is the Young Player of the Year. Stephen Dobie, Ruffy, Stephen Dobie, Bobby Lynn and Blair Henderson, all of them in double figures, and good double figures for their goals.
Yeah, I have to say Stephen Dobie, obviously in my league, I really do hope in the games left that he breaks the record. It would be a shame to just fall short with one goal. It would be a fantastic achievement for and all the teams that he's been at, but particularly Queen of the South.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well done to everybody for the Player of the Year. And of course, all that class on the night and the respect that everybody showed each other gone by the time we get to Tuesday, because we're looking ahead to an Old Firm game coming up at Ibrox, the last one between these two. And suddenly that age-old argument of should Rangers provide a guard of honour for Celtic? I mean, it's a great, what I call a great tabloid story out of nothing.
Yeah, it was a grenade that was thrown at a Stephen Gerrard press conference, and he'd obviously caught him unawares because, I think most Rangers people believe he should just have ruled it out there and then, but he gave a sort of equivocal answer, and of course it's been taken up by certain pundits and it's become a story, but it seems now that it's been put to bed. No chance of a guard of honour. I'm at ease with the whole thing as well. I think in many ways it's been a fabricated story with a lot of manufactured outrage or about it. I don't think it's traditional in Scottish football, certainly not in my era, and just let it go, boys.
Yeah, I think it's good for a great noise up among fans in the pub, Ruffy. But if I was going to be brutal about it, it's because quite simply, I think right across the board, because of some, I mean, you look at the conduct in the last year alone in Scottish football, you look at certain things that happen in society, these two teams can't do it. It's as simple as that. And that's more about, certain followers of both sides that just cannot rise above it. And there's no sporting integrity left, and they have to pander to them.
Yeah, and that would be one of the reasons why I would have liked to have seen it getting done. Not for the two sides, what goes on with them. I think it would be a statement that Rangers can rise above it, and with all the stuff that's went on this year, you know, I think most of the neutrals would have said, well done, Rangers. I mean, it's only a 10-second walking onto the park, and then as soon as the game starts, Rangers are going to kick lumps at them anyway, you know, as you would do in the game. So I thought it was just showing a wee bit of something, a wee bit of respect, not just between the two clubs, but in the whole of Scottish football, to say, look, we can get our heads around this. We can. I know it's not going to happen. No, I'm only putting a case out there of what I think.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough.
Did it. Imagine they clapped them on. You're on the park. Let's just start the game. It's done. It's gone. You know, and I think Rangers would have come out a lot of.
They would might have from outside, but I think they would have faced so much internal dissension about it. And I'm not necessarily talking about players, but I'm talking about season ticket holders and that. You only have to have a look at message boards and social media to see that this would have been a step too far for many supporters.
No, but the answer is quite simply, and I know some people won't like it, it's the club pandering to the lowest common denominator.
Well, certainly the club are, you know, more charitably perhaps, clubs are taking cognizance of the fans' views. But in either way you say it,
brilliant. By the way, honestly, you should really be a politician, Hugh. That encapsulates the last 3 months of television. You've just said it there. Yeah, the last thing they want to hear is the truth. Let's be honest about it. But who cares? You know, at the end of the day, if we can't have sporting integrity, who cares? Just get on with the game on the park. Let's play it. As far as you know, the game, does it have any great meaning? Will Celtic be looking to rest players, or is there still that incentive to say something here that you know that there's a match to be won and no quarter given?
No quarter given. It's Rangers versus Celtic. Once you put on the two sets of jerseys, the fans demand that you win the game. Doesn't matter when it is, beginning of the season, middle of the season, end of the season, a game that means nothing. At the end of the day, you need to win that game for the supporters. And both of them have got something to go for. Celtic have got the cup final coming up, and Rangers, a win for Rangers, they will see that as a statement of this gap's getting closer. Whether you like it or not, if Rangers were to win that game, that will be getting thrown out there.
Yeah, even at the weekend with the results, Celtic eventually, congratulations to them. It's the first chance we've had on this Tuesday programme to say congratulations to Celtic. They got the 3-0 win up there at Pittodrie. They were clinical when they got their opportunities, and in the end, the best team wins the league. I was of the opinion, Hugh, that they would win it from day one. I've said they'll win the league by minimum 10 points, and I had no cause to jump into some hysterical viewpoints and some hysterical writing about a challenge in this season.
Yeah, and they could still win it by you know, the game on Sunday. If they could go to 12 points clear if they win that. I know it's a big ask going to Ibrox with 800 supporters, etc. But I do not see them playing as badly as they did. I think in Brendan Rodgers' terms, I had grave concerns about certain elements of Brendan Rodgers, and I think some of those elements were proved correct, but I never had any doubts about his ability as a coach. I think he's a top-class coach, and I think only a few times did he get it wrong, and he got it really badly wrong at Ibrox in the Nearday, what we call the Nearday fixture. But I think if Celtic turn up on Sunday, they might be a little bit more relaxed now the league's won. There's players there coming back into the team as well. Rangers have got something to prove, of course, so it's all set up for you know, a good game. And answer your question, does it mean something? Of course it does. It really means a lot to both sets of players and both sets of fans.
Yeah, I have to say to you, Ruffy, when we eventually put the head-to-head up tomorrow, when Barry Ferguson comes on the show tomorrow, it's not going to be good reading for you or I, because I made a complete hash of any of the predictions at the weekend. I mean, it just... I'd be lucky if I got a couple of points out of it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I went for wins in most of the game, and obviously the majority of them were drawn. I didn't get very many points either, but Barry looks as if he just came good at the right time.
Yeah, he could indeed. And of course, some of these issues were there to be settled. And of course, Dundee find themselves relegated. Will Jim McIntyre survive that? We'll get the thoughts of Hugh and Ruffy on the changes at clubs. Some clubs will look to change their manager. Some clubs will be saying goodbye to certain players. You think football is all luxury and high wages. If you only have to look at the majority of clubs in Scotland who will be looking towards new players and saying goodbye to some players who will be wondering what the future holds. We're going to talk about that coming up after this week's quiz question. I get a feeling this week's quiz question could be an easy one for you on the year. It's certainly a favourite year of mine. OK, let's look towards the expansion of the SPFL. Good thing or a bad thing, Hugh?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing if it's carried out properly, and I think it's a good thing if it increases the chances of ambitious Highland and Lowland League teams coming into the league. I think there's a groundswell of really well-run clubs in both these leagues that want to get into the pyramid system, and I think making it easier for them to get into the pyramid system will be a good thing. I'm not in any way supportive of Rangers or Celtic Colts getting in.
Yeah, Lowland League, there are a lot of clubs, Ruffy, who are well run. I mean, when we were through there looking at Kelty Hearts, a well-run club, lovely little stadium, East Kilbride equally so, and up in the Highland clubs as well, Cove Rangers, they'll be looking and thinking we're well worth a look at.
Yeah, I mean, they all are as professional as the teams in the second division and possibly the first division as well. They've all got high expectations. They've got a lot of people who want to go far, want to go up the divisions. There's a lot of clubs don't go anywhere. But I think the biggest thing of the whole thing is the money distribution. I don't think the lower clubs are happy the way the money's handed down to the bottom clubs, and I don't think they see the point of Rangers and Celtic coming in and taking more money when they've got enough as it is.
Hugh?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if you're opening up leagues to Colt teams, it's a slightly dangerous route to go down. I know they do it in Spain, etc., but it's a much bigger country. I just think if you're looking to energise Scottish football, you've got to bring a freshness into it. I think Cove will look at themselves as favourites to get into the league anyway, through the Berwick Rangers playoff. I really think Cove have knocked on the door a couple of times. I was slightly surprised last year, Alan, that they didn't get through against Cowdenbeath. But there's other teams there that have got really good setups, want to get in. I think would be additions to the league. We've already watched Edinburgh City being a really good addition to the league. Annan being a good addition to the league. So I think, increase it and reward ambition.
Yeah, OK, talking of ambitions, quite a few people will be wondering what Steve Clarke's ambitions are. I had a chat with him when he won Manager of the Year on Sunday night. And there was just that moment, Ruffy, when I did actually ask him about what the future holds. The pause for me actually spoke 1,000 words. And in the end, this morning on a radio show, he's given a strong hint that this looks as if he could be looking down south for his next job.
Yeah, well, he's obviously been down there, and most of the jobs he's had down there as a coach or a second in command, he knows what it entails down there. And I think now, if he wants to go anywhere in the game, he's got to go down to England. He's got to go to a reasonable club that he's going to motivate himself into the big time. I don't think he's going to motivate himself into the big time up here, unfortunately. No disrespect to Kilmarnock or our league or anything. I just think if you want to be a stepping stone as a manager down in England, you've got to prove yourself down in England at a club down there.
Yeah. Listen, it's, in that division, I think it's all about, the spend that you have available. I remember Gordon Strachan saying to me, Steve Clarke in that West Brom side, as the manager, had Romelu Lukaku on loan. Romelu Lukaku scored goals for fun, and people were talking about Steve Clarke as the next Chelsea manager. Yep. Romelu Lukaku goes back to his parent club, and Steve Clarke gets the sack 6 months later.
Yeah, but these are the things that happen with footballers in football. You just have to imagine the sliding door moment when Rodgers has Suarez playing at the top of his his form and really chapping on the door of the league. What happens in that sliding door moment does Brendan Rodgers ever come to Celtic? Of course he doesn't. He wins the league with Liverpool. You know, it's that. Yeah. It's that tightness. I think with Steve Clarke, even that, you know, you're talking about a championship club like Fulham, who have gone down but have got a lot of money and a lot of support. I think that's a great move for him as well. I really think family-wise, he wants to go back down south and stay with his family, as we all should. But it is a very attractive proposition in England. It really is. We watched it last night, and the top league's a great league, but the second division's, what is it in European terms? Maybe the fifth biggest league in Europe.
It's incredible the money that's on offer there. Just a couple of other points with regards to players and their future. Graham Shinney's confirmed he's going to join Derby, leaving behind Aberdeen. He has mentioned in a quote on the website that he wants to thank Aberdeen. They pulled out all the stops to try and get him to stay. But I think he's got a real chance under a good manager in Frank Lampard to see if he can cut it down there and see if he can make an impact. The way he has, on more than a few occasions up here, I think Graham Shinney will be an asset to Derby. What do you think, Ruffy?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's the kind of player that every club needs, 100%, captain material, leads by example, apart from the other night there. But at the dinner.
Now, Ruffy, honestly, I cannot believe you. Honestly, what happens on tour stays on tour. He had a sherbet or two. He's a good lad.
Well, we shared a few photos with people, so I'm sure it'll be out there. But no, I think he's some. If Lampard thinks you're a player, a midfield player, then you've got a chance.
Yeah, can I just say to you, that is scurrilous from him, honestly.
Well, it can only come from somebody who's never been involved in incidents at all, who's no past, no skeleton in any cupboard.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we wish Graham Shinney all the very best, wherever he is. Let's hope he's back up on his feet and playing soon. The other one, I think, which is quite a surprise at 32, Darren O'Dea has announced that he's retiring from football, which... Again, it is a surprise. Here's a statement. Lovely tribute to Tommy Burns. Anybody say, I've decided to retire from full-time football at the end of the season. It's been a difficult decision as I feel I have plenty left in the tank. But my passion in life now is another part of football, coaching. I look back on my career with such pride, from growing up at home farm in Dublin to fulfilling a dream to play and win leagues and cups at Celtic. One special person I want to mention is Tommy Burns. The man signed me at Celtic and started the whole dream off. He might have left us in body, but he's never left in spirit. I thought about him every day as a player, and you can guarantee he'll be on my mind every day as a coach. It's been a dream I've fulfilled, and now I'm on to trying to live my next dream. It's been a pleasure. What a lovely tribute. I mean, he's a thoroughly decent lad, and that is a brilliant tribute to Tommy Burns.
It is indeed. It's very moving, and it's just to go off at a tangent, the Tommy Burns thing is something that endures, Peter. If you talk to people, I was lucky enough to speak at the Tommy Burns supper not that long ago, and the amount of people there that talk about him in really deep, profound terms. To go back to Darren, I think the coaching thing's jumping in front of him. He wants to do that. We know, he's been hit by injuries over the years. He's an intelligent young man, bright young man, driven young man, so he's got a chance.
Yeah, OK. 3 quick points before I get your predictions on the Champions League semi-final second leg tonight. Stevie Naismith out of the cup final. I think that's the body blow that they didn't want to hear.
Yeah, I think the fans in particular would be hoping that he could make it. I think on the day, if the team lines come in with his name on it, they would think they've got a chance.
Yep. So, that's a real blow, because for me, he's been the star man at Hearts, and he's a brilliant lad as well. The other part of it here is all about loyalty and whether there's a bit of stability and backbone at Dundee. I think they'll look at only 4 wins this season and say Jim McIntyre is not the man to take us forward. I hope I'm wrong.
I'm precisely in agreement with that. I hope I'm wrong. I think I always like to give a manager at least 2 transfer windows. I think he's given them a shout, a chance. Obviously hasn't had that. If they look, I got a very strong feeling that it might be game over.
Yeah, Man City won the game last night with an absolute cracker against Leicester City. Vincent Kompany, the captain who's led by example, I think they'll have a statue of him outside that Etihad very shortly, Ruffy. I think City have have got it in the bag now, do you?
Yeah, they were stumbling a wee bit last night, but like all big players, they come up with the big time goals, and he certainly did that.
Yeah, okay, last point then. It's 3-0 on aggregate. Anfield will be rocking. Liverpool will be hoping for a miracle against Barcelona. I think this miracle is just beyond them.
Absolutely, I think there'll be goals. I think Liverpool probably, they're ravaged with injury, particularly up front with Salah and Firmino. I think a score draw, but I don't think it matters in any way. I still have hopes. The other game that my picks, Tottenham might have some say in the other game, might just do something with Son back.
Yeah, Ruffy?
I just think Messi on the park tonight is worthwhile watching it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And do Liverpool score 4
Yeah, I think
goals?
Liverpool will score.
Yeah, 4?
I do. No, not 4, no. No. I think if they score first, it'll be quite exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And if Suarez scores, let's hope he does a triple salto, a backflip, and runs right over to the Kop as well, because we're not in for anything other than huge celebrations. It's as simple as that, regardless of the fact it's against your former club. Sporting integrity, we don't have it. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.